In the blue corner, Maximo Nunez.
Maximo Nunez, welcome to Karate Combat. Training out of American Top Team in Longwood, originally from the Dominican Republic. He said he's extremely excited to be here. He's put himself through hell and back in his training camp. That's really given him the confidence to get in there, and he said under no circumstances has Teeik Silva put himself through what he has. He said he's done lots of footwork, tried to look at a lot of counters to avoid his opponent's power, and we can probably expect a lot of feints from him.
I think the feint is key. You know,
in the red corner, Teeik, the Black Dragon Silva.
And Teeik Silva returns to Karate Combat. One of our more experienced competitors here, 2-3 record for him. Of course, he had that ridiculous KO of Kevin Kowalczyk very early on back in season 1. He's had some good matches with Bruno Assis and Mirza Temuev, amongst others. But he really has a lot on the line tonight, as Bas touched on in the introduction there. You know, he wants to bring his wife and son to live with him in Connecticut, where he's now training with Glover Teixeira. And he needs a win, and preferably a knockout bonus, to make that happen. Tail of the tape for the Apex, Maximo Nunez in your blue corner. 37 years old, if you can believe that. 0-0 debut record for him, as I mentioned, hailing from the Dominican Republic. His karate style is Shotokan, but he's got a lot of experience in many other martial arts as well. He is going to be the slightly shorter of the two fighters here today. And his opponent, a man you should be very familiar with if you watch Karate Combat, Teeik Silva, the Black Dragon. Substantially younger, but with the more pit experience, he's going to have that slight advantage in the height and reach. But expect fireworks from this one. Both these guys can chamber an awful lot of power when they get going.
Fighters, enter the pits!
See the very first guy roll into the pit. That will be something.
And as we can see, notice, the crowd is on Maximo's side because he lives nearby.
Karate Combat 35 is brought to you by Manscaped, the right tools for the job. Use code KC20 for 20% off. Log on to manscaped.com now and enter the code KC20 at checkout. Mark Goddard, our referee, gets us underway here. Black pants for Teeik Silva, white pants for Maximo Nunez. There's 3 on the clock.
Open stance.
Yes.
So don't think inside low kicks are going to be thrown out.
Now, guys, Teeik said he feels like his opponent has a lot of footage of him to watch, so he really felt he needed to do something different tonight. Is that an advantage for Nunez, having that much footage to see?
Well, he do not want to put a lot of pressure on himself. You know, take this fight like it is another fight. Yeah, I think it's very important for him. He said that he was going to use a lot of his fake. Now we just saw one, but so far he seems to be very static.
So Nunez, as you mentioned, George, static in the middle, flat-footed perhaps a little bit at the moment.
Maybe it's a strategy. Maybe he wants to drag his opponent in.
That's a good one. A low kick to the back leg, because most of the time that leg is not really tough because it doesn't get hit a lot. Kick, I should say.
So Silva goes searching with that high kick, doesn't find the mark.
It was a not super fast kick, but then again, I got hit one time with a kick. He threw the kick, I blocked it, I thought, then I bring my guard down, and then the kick landed. So it was so slow that he still got me. So it works.
Nunez trying to go to work on the legs there, but you can see he's definitely the shorter of the two fighters.
And Nunez, it's interesting, he has the audacity to kick the leg even in open stance. Shin to shin.
Yeah, that's very dangerous. I saw that. Very first kick was that.
So guys, fill that in for the people at home. Is the danger the clash of shins, or is the danger the counter strike?
The clash of shins. You know, we saw that in Greece, the open stance. Somebody gave an inside low kick. I talked about this before. I said as a commentator, don't do that. And as soon as I said it, they did it again. Snapped the shin in half.
Good clash there, both throwing hands at the same time. Toe-to-toe here as Nunez is in that southpaw stance. He really should be fighting for that outside foot position here.
Yes.
But I like Silva's movement. He's not static.
Yeah, seems to be more in control so far.
Yep, great counters.
I mean, that could just be the experience advantage in the pit. You know, he's familiar with the environment, the crowd, particularly these pit walls, which are a very different dynamic if you're not used to them.
Yeah, I'm sparring with Global Teixeira. That will do it. You see, that's why you want to set up a kick.
10-second count comes in. Nunez throws that side kick. Silva the one pressing forward, perhaps. A very tentative first round from both fighters.
Agree.
Yep, truly feeling out process.
Well, Nunez is staring Teeik Silva down. A bit of gamesmanship there. He's using a lot of his minutes rest to stay in the pit and stare him down. Teeik Silva getting some advice there from former UFC champion Glover Teixeira.
Nunez is staying in the pit, but he needs to be more active. You know, because right now I don't think I mean, it's a close round. You know, it was not one of the most active rounds that we've seen tonight, but it's, you know, and it could go either way, but you need to be more active. You don't want to let it in the judge's hand.
That's the thing, when strikes are so even potentially and damage is so even, you have to start really looking at who is the one just pressing forward the most.
That's it. You know, that's what they say in the rules all the time. Mark Goddard has been telling them, if you push the fight, you're the aggressor, you have the most chance of winning.
So second round underway here, another 3 minutes on the clock.
That was a good one.
I love that.
Nice try.
And the hook, yeah. That's a nice setup.
Tried to hit his opponent right on the temple. It was very nice try.
Oof, again, that inside kick, that is a little dangerous.
It just sounds horrible.
Yeah. That's the thing, kicking to the body, and especially for Teeik, because that will be the liver side of Apex.
Oh, and they're staying in the pocket here, throwing touch. That's a nice knee strike.
Oh, nice.
Teeik Silva lands a left hook as well.
And the cross before it.
Good check of the kick from Silva.
We haven't seen a lot of takedowns tonight. You know, sometimes it could be a good idea to try one, even if it's not successful, because you make your opponent think about something else.
Exactly.
It could help you set up more attack.
And then it happens what happened with Kevin Randleman and Mirko Cro Cop.
Oh, absolutely.
Boom! Big left, out. But it was the setup, was the takedown.
So Silva throws that kick up the open side of the guard.
Yeah, should have been a little bit more power because he got countered this time.
And I like the attempt at the knee from Silva, but he got caught there.
And he does it well because Maximo, Nunez has the tendency to put his head down when he comes forward.
There was the counter on the single kick. Did you see that? Right kick to the body from Nunez, and then Silva countered it with the cross. And it landed.
Into the final minute here. Silva pressing forward again.
Nunez needs to use more his fakes, you know, and it was part of his game plan.
Yep,
he said it in the beginning before the fight, but he doesn't do it. You need to use more fakes.
Yep, I said it's underused, and he says not with me.
It looked like Silva landed a punch and slipped, but I couldn't quite tell.
Nice shot right from Silva there. But Nunez is still coming forward, being the aggressor, so Silva needs to watch out.
Yeah, good work from Nunez to try and pin Silva into a corner here. That's a good flurry from him.
That would have been a great moment for a knee, actually.
Yes.
You thought the same, right?
Every time Silva is sort of jumping, Nunez is leaning forward.
And you know, and it's the power leg. You're doing it with the back leg. Actually, Maximo can do it as well if he wants.
So
guys, I'm seeing Nunez limping right now. Perhaps because of those kicks that he throws shin to shin.
yeah, there was definitely one that had a really nasty sound to it for sure.
Oh,
So-
he's hurt now. I saw him limping on his way to the corner.
Well, let's take a look back at some of these. That was a nice kick, but he ate a very good straight left.
Boom, there was a big left also.
Yeah, we saw that again. He shrugs his shoulders, but he definitely got nicely clipped there. Oh, and that was a good kick from Nunez to take the leg away from Silva.
Yeah. You first want to block and then count, because no matter if you do it simultaneously, you're going to fall on the ground.
And we've got Uriah Hall,
Hey!
Uriah UFC
Hall, oh,
fighter, pit side tonight, enjoying all of the action here from the back lot of Universal Studios.
Well, it doesn't look like he's enjoying it.
It looks like he wants to fight.
Oh, who doesn't? You know, if you're watching, you go, I could have been here, I could have been here.
Well, the crowd trying to get behind Maximo Nunez here, as George mentioned briefly in the walkout. You know, it's going to be a partisan crowd for him because he's somewhat local to where we are here in Orlando. So able to bring a bigger crowd tonight.
Well, fighting in your hometown could be good or could be a curse sometimes.
Exactly, yeah, too much pressure. That's what Bruno Souza, you know, Master Machida being here, he says, ooh.
Oh, we'll get to that in a bit. So Nunez pressing forward here. It's a slow moving forward stance, but it's pushing Silva back.
I really wish we see Silva using that scissor knee to the head, because every time he tried it before, Nunez was leaning forward. I think it could be a great weapon for him.
Ooh, and that was a good kick from Nunez. You heard the thud as it hit Silva's midsection. Do you feel either of them are using their angles effectively here in this southpaw toe-to-toe stance?
No, I don't think. I think I want to see straight body shots with crosses. That's very effective. And I would also, both of them can do this, but Silva being with the left leg backwards, so he can attack the liver, give a 1-2, and then on the 2, the left hand, give a left kick extra to it. Most of the time, if they parry that last punch, it opens up for the body, and it's a great weapon.
Well, Silva just clubbing Nunez there. Nothing super clean landed too much yet. Got about a minute left in this one.
We see Nunez trying a lot of leg kick. I think it would be time for him to try to go for the head now.
Yep. Set it up for 2 rounds and now suddenly go high. That would be a very smart thing to do. Good one, George. Flying knee.
He's tried it a few times there, but not really gotten too close yet. Oh, and they're getting stuck in now. Silva lands a lovely short flurry on the inside.
He's really good at close distance, Silva is. He's got really powerful punches, and that together with the knees, that should be his game plan.
And then they're nice tight hooks as well. So a reminder, you can clinch, but you have to throw one technique very quickly or initiate a takedown. Otherwise, the referee will break them. Final 20 seconds here, and they're staying very close range here.
I think that we saw over the weekend.
Yeah.
Good shot from Nunez. Silva again, little lackluster on that one.
Nunez is playing a dangerous game, very dangerous game. Now he thinks he's winning, but it could possibly go either way.
And Nunez has gone off into the crowd via Teeik Silva's corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Wow, he thinks he's won.
He's got the crowd on his side, but doesn't mean he got the judges on his side.
No, it's going to be very, very interesting. I mean, obviously, again, this is one of those instances if it's a very close fight and it's a split decision, there's a secondary mechanism to institute a 4th round, but we'll leave that until it happens. Nunez makes his way back round to his side of the pit here.
And psychologically, if they go for a fourth round, that's a bad thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're gonna be broken mentally. If you think you win the fight, then you're gonna go back. You have to go back in the cage. You're like, oh god.
Yeah, you know at least one
Your
judge
opponent
gave it
will
the
have
other
a
way.
mental advantage now.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did you feel about that third round, boss?
You know, it's a very close fight. You know, the thing is that Nunez was constantly attacking and coming forward. And we know that they count that, you know, but he wasn't landing a lot. And I think Silva was landing more shots, but it's a very hard one to judge. And it might go to a fourth.
Let's see. Oh, the fight's over. No, the fight's over. We've got a decision.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's see which way this is going to go.
In the blue corner, Maximo Nunez!
So Maximo Nunez takes the split decision win. The crowd are obviously very happy about that one, as is Maximo Nunez.
But the other side of the crowd is very not happy about that.
Yeah, it could have gone maybe either way. You know? Yeah, I personally thought you know what I mean, Silva won the fight, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it was close call.
That's what I mean. So when we have a split decision here at Karate Combat, there is a box on the scorecards that the judges can say, you know what, we do want to see a fourth round, and that can trigger it. Could have had it there, we didn't. Instead, Maximo Nunez gets the win. He is pitside with Alex Wendling.
Maximo, we gotta track you down, running around this pit. So much hype. You got a lot of people here tonight.
I got too much energy for this guy. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, Orlando? Let me hear you say Maximo, 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 Maximo.
Maximo, congratulations. Obviously, there was some different reactions because it was a split decision. Did you feel like you definitely won that fight?
Listen, this guy had like probably 6 fights in this event, right? I came as an underdog, the smallest dude in the pit, but guess what? This corner right there is my whole team right there. Look at him. All right? Some of them took days off from their job to make it over here. All right? My teammates, they hit hard like a killer word. All right? Well, I make sure I put it down. All right? No hard feelings. I'm not being rude. I'm just making it out there. And for this camp, I spar whales and knock them down. For this camp, I raise razorfish. All right? I spar everybody. And I make sure I went through hell. And here you are.
Maximo, the Apex Nunez, quite the debut tonight. Give it up for Maximo Nunez.
Guys, real quick, I was gonna throw some F-bomb, but I won't. I just wanna say F cancer. All right? F cancer, you know what I mean? All right, if you're a bully, F you too. All right? If you're a racist, double F you too. All right? You see this crowd right here? We got black, whites, Latinos, Asian. We got everybody in this place. All right? Look how we are, like family. So why can't you love everybody else?
Thank you so much, Maximo.
Yeah, fascinating dynamic between those two fighters. And how can you not like that kid? Fun to watch when he fights, and of course, the words he said there were beautiful. But the dynamic between the two of them, Teeik Silva sort of had an approach where he was going to solve it with a touch of math, just ever so slightly resetting the angle to try to make Maximo miss. Maximo was more connected to the earth, and that's where energy comes from. Kinetic energy through the legs, through the core, and out the knuckles of the fist. Those types of expressions of combat often do influence judges. Judges are human. They feel the joy, they feel the passion, they feel when you express yourself that way. And hey man, if you leave it to those three human beings, they're gonna make a decision. Wonderful fight. I want to thank both those gentlemen.
Thank you, Robin Black. Mike Perry in attendance tonight. Plankton, Mike Perry enjoying all of the action here from a Karate Combat with his family.
He will be a guy who would say, "Oh, if fighter falls out right now, I'll jump in."
Absolutely. I'll take it on 10 minutes notice.
Yeah.
Guys, let's have some thoughts on that fight. Maximo Nunez, extremely confident, but you know, he had a lot of support here. I mean, that's got to help, right?
It's got to help, but that's what George said before. You know, it can also backfire because some people they feel it's too much pressure and then they underperform. So I always like to be the underdog. That's always what I like the best. It's like at the beginning of the fight at Vanquish, you know, I was always the underdog, and then suddenly when you start getting better, all eyes on you, and it's a little bit more pressure.
It can make you fight with emotion. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing sometimes. Emotion are good when you're exhausted. It helps you push through it. But especially in the beginning of the fight, sometimes emotion make you commit too much. So it could be a bad thing.
Now, obviously, you know, we know all these fighters really want to go away and learn. If you guys were going to give Maximo Nunez a little bit of advice here on how to improve even further after a successful debut, what would that be?
Well, doing what he said he was going to do, use more feints. That's what I would do. And a little bit, don't be as stationary. Move a little bit more around. That was the only thing.
Actually, looking at the stats, you know, I can see why he won the fight. You know, I agree now that it was a fight that could have gone either side. You know, but he threw out his leg kick. Probably is something that makes the difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bas, Teeik Silva, you know, commiserations to him. He's a guy we know, we love, we've seen 6 times now. What does he have to do to bounce back from this?
Yeah, it's a hard one because for him this is a crusher. You know, he really needed this win, and hopefully he can use it as fuel and then train even harder. Listen, that's the thing with losing. We talked about it a bunch of times this event already. If you take it the right way and you use it and you work on your defects, you're going to come back as a stronger fighter, and that's hopefully he does that.
But I think when you lose, you gotta also try to reinvent yourself. Find out why you lose and identify that mistake, what you did wrong, and never ever do it again.